June 28th, Jimin officially released his new single, Smeraldo Garden Marching Band, Feet Loco. The song gained instant success, debuting at the number 4 spot of the top 50 global Spotify chart with over 6 million streams. This not only made it the top new entry on the charts, it also earned the song the biggest debut of any K-pop song on the global Spotify charts in 2024. The song then debuted at the number 41 spot on the US Spotify daily chart with over 750,000 streams. Smeraldo Garden Marching Band now joins Jimin's song Like Crazy on the US Spotify daily chart at number 41 and number 81 respectively. Smeraldo Garden Marching Band's explosive success has also given Jimin's other solo songs a boost. Closer Than This has now made its reappearance on the global Spotify chart at number 91. Outside of Spotify, the song has also been doing well on other prominent music charts. Smeraldo Garden Marching Band debuted at number 1 on Oricon Daily Digital Singles Chart and number 76 on Melon Daily Chart. The instant success of Jimin's new song marks the continued relevance and cultural impact of BTS as a group. At the end of the KBS2 TV show Boss in the Mirror, broadcast on the 30th, a teaser featuring Park Myung-soo meeting someone was aired. Park Myung-soo first met with Zico, humorously insisting on appearing on the season's Zico's Artist. He even tried to persuade Zico by offering to make him a regular guest on his radio show. In the next scene, Park Myung-soo was seen in what looked like an event venue, where he was shocked to see NewJeans. When NewJeans entered the waiting area, Park Myung-soo stood up immediately, hugged the members, and showcased their close relationship. They had previously collaborated on Park Myung-soo's YouTube channel, Hal Myung-soo. The surprise appearance of NewJeans excited netizens, as it's rare for the group to appear on terrestrial variety shows. NewJeans made their first appearance on a terrestrial variety show on the July 9th episode of KBS2 TV's 2 Days and One Night Season 4. Their participation generated significant buzz even before the broadcast, and they impressed viewers with their fresh and lively presence. During 2 Days and One Night, the members played games with NewJeans for a chance to leave work early, and their celebratory performance of Hype Boy after winning was a highlight. Yoo Seon-ho's energetic and perfectly synchronized dance with NewJeans surprised everyone and boosted the show's viewership rating to 9.2%. Moreover, NewJeans proved their global popularity by holding their first solo fan meeting, Bunny's Camp 2024 Tokyo Dome, on July 26th and 27, just days after debuting in Japan with their single Supernatural on the 21st. Fans are eagerly watching NewJeans' expanding activities and global reach. The group Stray Kids has established itself as a global powerhouse in the world of social media. According to their agency, JYP Entertainment, the group's official Instagram channel surpassed 30 million followers on June 27th, making them the third K-pop artist with the most followers on Instagram. Additionally, they boast 25.3 million followers on TikTok, 16.6 million subscribers on YouTube, and 15.73 million followers on Spotify, showcasing their global popularity. Stray Kids will release their new mini-album ATE on July 19th. They are also set to headline major international music festivals, including the UK's British Summertime Hyde Park and the US's Lollapalooza Chicago. Also, Stray Kids has just revealed the newest set of teasers for their upcoming release, ATE. These stunning concept photos feature each member individually and hint that Stray Kids will be trying out a darker concept for this comeback. ATE is scheduled to be released on July 19th at 1 p.m. KST. Red Velvet's Irene and EXO's Suho were spotted together at aespa concert, showing support for their label mate. On June 29th, aespa performed the first show of their second world tour, STAYC Parallel Line in Seoul. To show support for their label mate, Irene and Suho attended the concert together. Chanyeol also attended the show, however, it was reported he didn't come together with them. aespa members thanked Irene, Suho, and Chanyeol for coming to their first show to support them. Meanwhile, aespa will be performing STAYC Parallel Line in 9 different countries, including Japan, Thailand, Australia, and more. G-Dragon shared the reason behind his signature gesture. On June 29th, Elle Korea posted a behind-the-scenes video of G-Dragon's pictorial. In this video, G-Dragon answered various questions, sharing his candid thoughts. One of the questions asked about his favorite expression, and G-Dragon answered that it's the expression behind his signature gesture of covering his face. G-Dragon commented, "That's probably my favorite expression, which is when I'm at my happiest. Since I'm shy, I think I have always looked like this in the media. But this comes out whenever I'm having the most fun, or I'm excited, or something is entertaining. So when you see me doing this gesture, I'm actually really happy. It's the expression behind this gesture, but unfortunately, I can't show you." The newest set of teasers for TWICE's upcoming album Dive have just been released. In a unique twist, the group has revealed alternate designs of the album cover featuring each member individually. The stunning beauty of each TWICE member shines through in these artistic shots. TWICE's fifth full Japanese album Dive is scheduled to be released on July 17th. NCT Wish transforms into wish couriers with their new song, Songbird. Embracing the concept of wish couriers, NCT Wish uses music and love to support and realize everyone's wishes and dreams, reinforcing the team's unique identity and colors. STAYC have released their music video for Cheeky Icy Thang. Marking their first full album in 4 years since debut, Metamorphic lives up to its name, showcasing the group's evolution in concept, visual transformation, and upgraded skills. The album includes 14 tracks, featuring the title song Cheeky Icy Thang, which captures STAYC's cool yet hot and cheeky attitude, reflecting their dynamic new persona. Check out STAYC's Cheeky Icy Thang MV. Red Velvet's Seulgi, Joy, and Wendy reflect on their 10th anniversary. On the YouTube channel Shin Dong-yup's Janhyung, a video titled Red Velvet Shares Idol Stories for the first time in 10 years, was released on the 1st. Celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, Red Velvet shared their thoughts and experiences. Joy expressed her disbelief about reaching this milestone, saying, "The fact that it's our 10th anniversary doesn't feel real." Yeri added, "We were not very outgoing," and Joy recalled, "As trainees, we were often told, 'How are you going to become celebrities?' When Mr. Lee Soo-min spoke, we were supposed to respond loudly with yes, but we would answer in timid voices." Joy also discussed the rule about using honorifics, saying, "I was used to speaking informally with my younger sibling, but at the agency, we had to be very polite." Seulgi and Wendy, who were the youngest in their families, found it awkward to act as older sisters and often said, "I'll do it," in an overly formal way. When Yeri joined later, she found it strange and suggested that we could speak informally among ourselves, which improved the team atmosphere. Yeri talked about the strict rules for SM trainees, including curfews and no cell phones. She said, "The weirdest thing was that after debuting, we lost the cell phones we had as trainees. I wondered why that was necessary." Shin Dong-yup humorously remarked, "You should blame the senior idols for that." Yeri also mentioned that the younger generation of SM trainees no longer faces such restrictions, stating, "We were the last ones to experience that." There's an 8-year age gap between Irene and me. When I was younger, it felt significant, but now we get along the best. Seulgi added, "Watching Yeri brought a lot of changes in perspective." Joy shared her experience of being placed in the debut group immediately after passing her audition, living with 3 other members, and eventually debuting as 4. She explained that Yeri was initially set to debut in the Next Girl group, which had a completely different culture from theirs. Yeri confessed, "When I was told I would join Red Velvet, I felt more loyalty to my friends. I didn't want to debut if it meant leaving them behind. It wasn't that I disliked the older members, but it felt like betraying my friends." Seulgi reflected on their hit song Red Flavor, saying, "It became a popular hit, but we didn't win many first places. It was during the rainy season, and despite its success, I couldn't fully feel it. But wherever we went, Red Flavor was played." Joy talked about her early days, saying, "I was always smiling at the beginning, but I became exhausted over time. The song Zimzalabim is meant to bring happiness, so I decided to smile as genuinely as possible to convey that feeling, and it made me happier. At that time, I didn't focus on chart performance, but on the meaning of the song, thinking it might be Red Velvet's last stage. Fans seemed to resonate with our sincerity." Yeri mentioned the challenging times during Red Flavor and Peekaboo, saying, "Those were physically and mentally tough periods for us. It's not easy for a girl group to reach a 10th anniversary, and we're thinking about how to celebrate it joyfully." Yeri also shared her realistic concerns, saying, "As time goes by, I worry about what I will do in the future. Being a celebrity isn't the most stable job." Shin Dong-yup advised. You need to have a grateful heart to avoid feeling empty and to make sound decisions. Joy concluded by sharing her journey of self-discovery, saying, "It was very difficult to find out who I was while doing this job. Before I even understood myself, people had their perceptions of me, thinking I was always bright and clear. I tried to match those expectations, but as I got older, it became harder. I realized I wasn't talking to myself, and from that moment, I began focusing on understanding myself better." Thank you for watching.